I did it again. I bought another project. I bought this one for my wife. She really wanted it. And before you say anything, yes, I already took it apart. And yes, I did get a really good deal. That's why I bought this one. It's a 2006 Jeep Commander. It's got a 5.7. It's four-wheel drive. It's limited, trail rated. Yeah, they stick those badges on anything, just so you know. But, and I pulled the grill out. I pulled everything except for the air intake tube off. That was already pulled off when I got to it. This has got 5.7 in it. This 5.7 is locked up. Um, Basically, these have this. Really, Chrysler should have recalled it, but they have this issue where they only have. Um, let's see, I think it's 0.0005 thousandths of clearance or interference, not clearance, interference for the valve seats. So once the cylinder head and the valve seats get hot at different ranges, it will just let the valve seat fall out onto the end of the valve. Now, if that happens right after you shut it off, it is what it is. You just deal with it. It's going to basically lock the motor up, and then you have to pull the motor apart and fix it. That one's the easy one. Or if it happens while you're running, it will destroy your cylinders, your cylinder walls, your pistons, the heads, and that's what happened to this one. It sucks, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this big old fat girl out of here, and I'm going to put a new one in. Now, it's a big job. This is they shoehorned this thing in here. It does not fit well. Like it's tight. I mean, you can see it is a tight fit. There's no room for anything. And this is with some stuff removed. Like I've already pulled the airbox out. The intake tube's not on it. This valve cover's off, and all the coil packs and spark plugs and all that stuff's already off. The top radiator hose is off right now. There's one that runs from here, does a little loop-de-loop and goes across. The battery's out, so it seems like there's more space in here than there really is. But there's not a lot of space. It's tight. But I picked this thing up, clean title, 163,000 miles, which I actually looked at the report from the last time it was sold. It was sold at 158,000. Yeah, 158,000 miles was the last time it was sold, and it's at 163 now. So I feel bad for them, but what do you do? It's part of buying a used car. You never know. But another part of buying a used car is every once in a while you find one that someone takes pretty decent care of. I mean, there's some wear, some stress marks in the leather on the driver's seat, but that's like, in comparison to some of the other vehicles I've seen from 2006 with leather, that's pretty good. There's one little piece of stitching ripped out. I don't have a battery in it right now, so we ain't going to do nothing special. And that was in here when I bought it. I just haven't taken it out yet. This is busted, but we're probably going to put an aftermarket head unit in it and get her some thumpy bumpy back for the back. And then that door handle's broken, but not a big deal. They're pretty cheap, actually. We actually planned this out pretty well. We figured we are gonna have to put a motor in it, so it should be pretty all right. But back seat, super clean, almost like the lady didn't have kids at all, and she might not have. And then we've got a DVD player and a TV for the kids. It's already tinted, so we don't have to worry about spending money for that. Actually, the fronts aren't tinted, but the rears are. But that's pretty cheap. And then what was I going to show you? Oh, I was going to pop this down for you. I was going to pop this down and check that out. Nice little TV with the remote. So that's pretty dope. And then these skylights. This one has a broken shade. but still, it's got a skylight. And then I'll just have to get a replacement shade for it. I think that's a halfway easy fix. This one over here is in good condition. Still good. Oh, that is a lot harder to do than I thought with one hand. This is actually a third row back here, but it's still pretty cool. Yeah, see, there you go, 5.7 V8. You got to stand back when you hit this thing because it will take off. Do I have that locked? I might have it locked. Oh well, we'll just open the whole back. But right here, got some nice cargo space, and I need to figure out how to put this back down because they tore up that. But this is like a pretty minor deal, if you ask me. I'm not really worried about that. My wife's not either. This is gonna be her ride. These pull up super easy. They lock into place right here. Pull the headrest up. Now I can fit my family and some. And then you just drop it back down when you're done, and then you got all this cargo space. And you don't step on the airbox if you can avoid it. I don't think I heard it, but it'll be all right. But this thing is super clean. There's some light scratches back here. Actually, they're pretty deep, but it's pretty minimal in my opinion. It's got a small dent right here that you can see they actually pulled it back out, but this was dented, and there's still remnants of a dent. There's a couple small little dings like this. You got to consider it's a 2006. This thing's super clean for an 06. And then it's one little scratch right here, and a little scuff on the bottom side of the bumper, and a couple little scratches up here. This side's damn near perfect. There is one more dent over here. I gotta find it because it's one of those. Yeah, there you go. It's right there. And they actually paint repaired it. So where it took paint out, they put they put a paint pen to it. But now I've got to say, this is a pretty good deal. I got it for $2,900. If this was running, driving, ready to go, it would blue book at $8,800 in my area with the mileage that's on it. But they got it so cheap because of this. I actually went ahead and I took a bore scope, and this cylinder back here, one very back in the back, it's got a 8-up piston in it where the valve seat dropped and, well, hit the piston. It absolutely ate it. But it is what it is. It's part of buying used cars. Which we were actually looking for one with a blown motor, with a blown 5.7, because in my area, I can find 5.7s for around, I want to say, anywhere from $600 to $1,500 is what I'm finding for ones that I want to go get. I feel like that's a pretty good deal. And in all honesty, it is a really good deal for this if I'm putting it in. But the reason we were looking for one with a blown motor is because, one, I can find the motors pretty cheap, and I can put them in, so she gets a nice ride. I don't got to spend a lot of money, and I still get 5.7 power and 4-wheel drive. She just gets her luxury. That's what she wanted, and we finally get to get rid of this thing. This has been a really good car. Like, don't let me hate on it too much. It's been a very good car. I really can't be mad at it. But it's just not practical for us. We're not going to talk about this one too much, but I'll just show you. This is a 2016, and this is evident through the whole car. The whole car, every seat that's happening. And it's black, and it's hot. I can feel the heat wave coming out of it. Goodness gracious. It's only a 4-cylinder. It gets great gas mileage, obviously, but we like to get down. We like to have fun. Absolutely horrible paint. That is one thing we've always hated. All of these are not bugs. These are rock chips. Through and through, 100% rock chips. Now that down there is bugs, but there's rock chips there too. it's just not what we want. So I bought her this thing, and I mean, it's a pretty nice rig. I'm gonna pull these out. We're gonna do them like I did my headlights. Well, like I bought my headlights. If I can find them aftermarket pretty cheap, I'll just buy a set. If they're under, say, 150 bucks, I'll just buy her a set. It'd be pretty easy to get that done rather than buying a set. Ah, somebody else has already had this part. Would you look at that? That's supposed to go back there, and this is supposed to be bolted in. And there's something else that it bolts to. That was not bolted up at all. I was wondering why. There's a part of the grill, there's like a little plastic cover that goes across all this, and there's a hole for this. And this was sitting like, yeah, like that, sideways. It's supposed to be like that, so you can reach hand in there and pop this up, because the clearance is pretty tight. It was sitting sideways on it. But no biggie. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get, oh, I forgot the important part. There's a little bit of rust. This thing came from Ohio. It was first sold in Ohio, then it went to Kansas, and then it came to Harrisburg, Arkansas, and then it ended up in Paragould, Arkansas. You guys can come try to fight me or whatever you want to do. I don't care. But there's some rust out here, rust down here. It's not the end of the world. It's really not as bad as it looks. Well, I mean, it actually is just as bad as it looks, but well, I'll say that. I don't know how it's going to pick up on camera. This isn't horrible. Like, this isn't hollow. It's actually solid still. It's just really thick scale on the outside. And it's really only on the bottom. Like, it's just past the rear tires. And it's only on the bottom of everything. Up here, it's clean. Look at that. Now, there's some on the body, obviously. But still, pretty easy stuff to clean up. The frame itself is in halfway good condition. Like, I'm not upset about it. My wife's not going to be upset about it. We're never going to have an issue out of it. There's nothing to be mad about. I just noticed some dumb shit. That's the transfer case or transmission vent line, and it's just hanging upside down beside the exhaust. That's great. No footage cuts today. I'm just going to make you a long video. You guys can love it or hate it. It came with some factory-sized, decently treaded tires, and they're actually Michelin's, so we're just going to leave them on here for now. When we burn them off or whatever we do, well, we're not going to burn them off. This thing's all-wheel drive. But once we finally get to the point where they're all wore out, we'll go ahead and put probably going to go with 31s. You know, this is going to be my wife's rig. We are going to put a lift kit on it and all that, but she is pregnant again. It's my fault, I guess. She's pregnant again, so we're going to wait to do a lift kit and all that stuff until after pregnancy's over and she's healed up and she's moving around well again. Then we'll do a lift kit, and we'll probably upgrade to 31s if we decide that these don't look stupid with the lift kit. Because there's not that much gap right now. And I think with a little bit of gap, these still wouldn't look bad. Because these measure out to like a 29-inch, something like that. So they're not far off, but they're far enough off, you know? I may do some videos on this. Actually, you know what? Tell me down in the comments. Do you guys want videos on this thing? I think it's a super cool rig. 5.7 V8, all-wheel drive, luxury as shit. Maybe we'll do some videos on it if you guys want. Or I might just do them just because. But yeah, maybe we'll do a video on pulling the motor, which it's locked up right now. It's going to be a fun job. I've got to pull the whole front end off. I'm going to have to pull everything up here. Can you not? There you go. You're going to have to pull everything up here out so that I can leave the converter on it and have enough room to get everything out. This strut tower brace will come off too. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I'll have enough room to get everything out. I hope. It's still going to be a very tight squeeze, and I have to get a load leveler and all that good stuff. But yeah, you know, it could be a lot worse. I think I'm going to make out pretty good on this deal. And then she'll get what she wants. I'll get what I want. And we'll have a nice family ride that both of us can enjoy. Because our deal was, she's tired of us always driving two vehicles to different places that we're going together. I'm not fucking driving that. I hate that car. It drives horrible. Like, it's a good car. It's been very reliable, but I hate it. I don't like that car. But I love my truck. But she can't drive my truck. And it's not practical to have my kid in the front seat, in his car seat, and her sit in the back. So there you go. We got a nice family ride that we can both ride in. It works out. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about this thing. It's got parking assist and all kinds of fancy doodads. I didn't even know they had parking assist in 2006. These little deals right here, they're parking assist sensors. Yeah, I had no clue they had that in 06. But I guess that was a thing. It probably just does a little beep 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 when you back up. It doesn't have a backup camera. I did notice that. I was hoping that's what this was. I don't know what that is. I'll find out later. Oh, you know what that is? That's the sprayer for the rear window. And then it runs the wiper over it. Look, I'm learning things on video. And would you look at that? Yeah. Tell me what you guys think. Do we do videos on it? Do we or do we get super excited over this one, or is it just a ride that I work on without doing a video on? Let me know. I'll see you guys. It's a Ranger Thing, signing out.